And now, introducing the one, the only.
Let me introduce to you
lively talk with successful people, barely filtered. This is the Jenna Ben Show.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Jenna Ben Show, guys. I'm your host, Jenna Ben-Ami, and with us today, I have father and son MMA fighters, Haim and Aviv Gozali. How are you guys?
I'm good. Very good.
Good to see you guys. This is pretty cool. The last time I had father and son on the show was Antonio and AJ McKee. I know Antonio is your coach, Aviv. And and they were actually my very first MMA fighters. All right, so you two are in Israel right now. What's the coronavirus situation like out there? Chaim.
Now the store is still closed over here. No training, no nothing. It's like half lockdown, the country. But now the situation is becoming good, like 300 people a day or 400 people are sick a day. So it's becoming good. Like a month ago, it was 9,000 a day.
Holy cow.
Yeah, now it's like 300. So it's good. I believe like in 2 weeks, everything's going to come back to normal over here.
So you're running your gym, Chaim, as much as you can with this COVID situation, but you were on
there's no gym anymore. That's it. Everything's closed.
Is it closed permanently or just until?
We're going to open, but now it's closed. 7 months you cannot train over here, so it's crazy.
So they're really strict in Israel, because here everybody's training like whether they're supposed to or not.
No, over it's closed. Everything is closed. We was the first green country in the world in the beginning. Then they say, okay, let's open everything. We're green. That's it. It's good. But then it became the second wave. And the second wave over here was harder than the first one. Like in the first one was like 500 a day. The second one 9,000. So they closed everything, and now they like don't want to open nothing. Even the school is not working anymore. Like no schools, no nothing, no store, only the supermarket now. But now they start to open because we going down with the with the people, with sick people.
Yeah,
so that's so crazy. Why do you think the numbers spiked? Why do you think the numbers went up with the second wave?
Because they open everything. So the clubs start to work, everybody going out, everything was normal, like normal. There's nothing anymore. People go to the club, go to bars, go to movies, everything. So, when one people go into a cinema and touch this one and he's touch this one, or if you go into the gym and one kid, sick. And one kid is sick, it's like putting everybody in the gym becomes sick, like it's 30 kids, and then the 30 kids go to the family, and the family becomes sick, and then the family go to work, and then become sick, because after you sick, it's become like 2 weeks,
Right.
Almost 2 weeks. So in that 2 weeks, you can put another 100
so
people.
Many people.
In fact, 100 people, So that's what happened over here. But now it's okay. But over here, everybody with mask all day.
Mm-hmm.
Outside, inside, mask. You have to 24 hours mask. That's the rule. But it's good now. Now it's 500 people a day, and it's going down. So I believe like in 2 weeks from now, we're going to be like 20, 30 people a day. So it's good.
Now, how are they regulating this? Like what's the consequence if you're caught without a mask or you have too many people in your home?
You got a ticket.
You're getting like $200 fine.
And that's a lot in Israel.
If you're going without mask in the street.
If you doing like people in your house or like event or something like that, it's like almost $2,000 ticket. Almost.
No way.
Like
they're not messing around.
No. That Israeli people have to know. You touch the Israeli people, the Jewish people with the packet, only with money. Money. You said money, everybody become, okay, I'm with a mask all day. I don't care. Yes, mask. Tell them to go naked. Yeah, naked. Everything's cool. Just don't touch my pocket, my wallet.
And Aviv, are you like socializing? Are you seeing friends? Are you like, I mean, at your age, you know,
Yeah,
you're 19, right? You want to go out
I'm
and do
in,
fun stuff.
yeah, I'm in out over here. We're doing like private parties and stuff like that. So
Okay.
it's a little bit vacation for me now that I'm in Israel. And
Yeah.
in November 9, I'm going back to New York to do another training camp for another fight. I want to fight the end of January.
Okay. Exciting. Now, here on the Jenna Ben Show, I talk to my guests about their professional stories, you know, how you got started, what you're up to now, what's next for you. And then I get your opinions and kind of the insider story on what it's like to be professional fighters, because so many people out there would love to be in your position and they find it kind of valuable and interesting to hear from you guys. So, Haim, the Israeli Batman. How the hell did you get into MMA? I mean, you've been doing this a lot longer. So, you know, now it's almost like normal and mainstream, but you're kind of an OG. Like, how did it happen?
Yeah, I start when it was with no glove, and we call it no hold bars, you know, not MMA
Yeah.
even. I start when I was 6 years old with karate. Like until 17 years, I went to the army. After the army, I start like Muay Thai, and then I saw the first UFC. And I went to New York and start training with Hanzo. And like that, I start the MMA, you know. But back then, we used to do it in Israel, like in garage, in like, not even in a rings, you know, like in garage, in like, you know, outside. It was like crazy. Not even a video was, you know, like back there, you know, to video that and to have like memory, nothing. And it started like that. After that, it become like, you know, sport. It's become like a sport and stuff like that. And I continue until today. I'm fighting. I'm fighting because I love to fight, not because I'm like trying to, you know, do something with it. I'm fighting, you know. I don't care where, what, and what organization. If they give me a fight, I'm coming to fight.
Aviv, what was it like growing up with such a badass as a father?
I don't know. It's like normal because I grew up to this world like this.
But I'm sure, like, okay, so, you know, when you're kids and somebody teases you and you're kind of like, I'm going to tell my dad, he's going to beat you up. Like, did you ever say that?
No, he was
I was
beating the
like,
guy up.
yeah, I was like, I'm beating the guy out.
Well, every time they call us from
Nobody
the
else gonna do
school,
it for me.
like every couple of months they call us from the school. Aviv beat up this guy, beat this kid, beat this kid. Oh my God, it was crazy. But he grew up like in a, you know, I have a gym in my house back then. So we used to, everybody was coming to the house every day, was training. So he grew up with the training stuff, you know. He was training from like 3 years old. You know,
Wow.
so so he's grew up with this. And all the time came people, you know, like came to seminar in Israel and stuff like that. So he used to train with all the big, Aviv never trained with kids, only with grown up. Since he was a kid, you know.
Wow.
Only when I put him in judo for a couple of years in the beginning, so he trained with kids. But after like, I think from 7 years old, 8 years old, only with grown up, you know. So he never trained with his kids in his own age. It's crazy.
So that reminds me of AJ McKee, right? Wasn't it like that for him too, growing up with Antonio? And that's probably why you guys are undefeated. What do you think, Aviv?
Yeah, think like you.
Yeah.
We are
Okay.
coming from this world. We grew up to this world.
Yeah.
Other fighters just went to the gym and decided to be fighters. We're born like
into
this.
the people.
And Haim, what does your wife think of this? I mean, she married you knowing that you were going to be a fighter, but how did she feel about it back then?
I married 1 year ago. So.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a new one. Got it. And so she obviously is comfortable. I mean, you have a ton of tattoos. You are the epitome of the Israeli bad boy. So she's okay with it.
I married with my first girlfriend in life when I was like 25 years ago, we used to go out together and we got married. Now,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, we got our way separate. I didn't see her like 25 years. And then after the Bellator Madison Square Garden that I fought, I came to Israel. I met her. It was like 2 years ago, something. No, 1.5 years ago. Start to go out and boom, got married after like 6 months. So
Okay, so she loves it, obviously. And Aviv, what does your mom have to say about this business? Is she like, oh my God, not my son too?
No, my mom loves it.
Yeah?
She's helping me with food, diet all the time when I'm in Israel. She always wants to come to the fight to see it.
I bet she's like, she would probably beat anybody up in the crowd if they said anything bad about you.
Yeah.
So, wow, you guys are both 4th degree black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and black belts in ninjutsu, which I'm not familiar with. And Haim, you're a black belt in karate as well. So tell me about ninjutsu. What is it?
ninja, the way of the ninja.
Like all the really cool stuff?
Yeah, I studied a couple of years. It was 20 years ago, but I studied ninja martial art. It's ninjutsu. To train with sword, knife, all this stuff, all the weapons and stuff like that. So I'm a 3rd degree black belt in ninjutsu. I'm not using it, but I have a collection in my house of sword and old weapon from Japan and stuff like that. And karate, that's what I started when I was 6 years old. So I trained with that like almost 16, 17 years. And, the jiu-jitsu, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And also I have like, me and Aviv, we got like a Krav Maga instructor. There's no belt in Krav Maga, but we have like a Krav Maga instructor by the FEMA organization. It's Israeli martial arts.
So before this whole thing started, I wanted to do Krav Maga, but everyone I talked to who did Krav Maga was like, oh yeah, I just got this injury. This person just broke their nose. And I'm just like, it kind of scared me away because what I was hearing is that because of what, like the experience level of your partner that you're training with, that's how you can get injured. Is that right or no?
Yeah, because Krav Maga is not a sport, it's just a self-defense. Only self-defense. They teach you how to survive. They teach you how to, like if somebody attack you, to give him give him the impact or stuff like that, and run away. You're not supposed to stay there. You're not supposed to fight with him. Like he's start to, to come with you with a knife. You have to, to block, punch, and run away. That's the Krav Maga. So it's not like a martial arts. It's just self-defense system. That's why when you do that, people get injured because you need to do it hard. You need to do it aggressive. You need to do it. You cannot do it like martial arts. Like if we do in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so we're rolling. You can do it slowly. You can do it fast. Over there, you have to block, punch. It's everything like fast and strong. So that's why people get injured sometimes,
Interesting.
Your partner,
so, yeah. So would you recommend jiu-jitsu for me or Krav Maga if I just want to like defend myself?
If you want to protect yourself in the normal life, so you need to study Krav Maga. If you want a sport for your life, like the way of life, like to live like a athlete and sport and stuff like that. So it's only jiu-jitsu. But Krav Maga, it's not a sport. It's not a martial arts. It's a self-defense system. People need to understand that. It's a self-defense system. It's the way to protect yourself from everything. Knife, guns, attack, like with the open hand, with everything. I went to do ninjutsu for the weapon. We want to know how to fight with the sword, fight with the knife. We do that stuff. Today, nobody do that. People do that, but not people that grew up into the MMA sport or the jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu sport. It's different.
Haim, you need to be in the movies. You actually know how to fight and you can use all the weapons. You can be the real badass.
Just this week, they give me they want me to a movie, a series, and like it's going to be a series in the States. something
Wow.
about the Israeli and like commander unit and stuff like that. So they want to give me a part of it. So maybe I'm going to be an actor. Who
Oh
knows?
my God, we're gonna see you on TV.
This is
That's
gonna be
gonna be
funny.
great. Chaim, you started Israel FC Genesis. Is that Israel Fight Club, I assume?
No,
Fight Championship?
it's Israeli Fighting Championship.
Okay.
I was one of the organizers of the event.
Mm.
I didn't fight over there, but I did it. It was like the first huge event in Israel. I bring all the UFC veterans. I bring Pride veterans. You know, all the people that was with no contracts, and I bring them
Yeah.
to Israel, and it was like crazy. First event in Israel was 7,000 people. You know,
Wow.
first event. It's not like nobody knew what is MMA back then in 2010 over here. Today, when Bellator is coming, every event, 9,000 people, you know, 8,000 people, the arena is full.
Aviv, were you part of that? Did you have any involvement?
I was 8 years old when it happened.
So you were just like really proud to have a cool
Yeah,
dad that was part of this new
I just
thing.
sat in the first row and watch it.
Yeah, but
And is
he took all the fighters and teach them how to curse in Hebrew. That's what he did. He was a kid, and suddenly all the fighter came to me and start to curse in Hebrew. Well, you know that Aviv teach us. He was a kid and teach everybody to curse. You know, it was crazy.
what a
was funny.
legacy. I love it. Chaim, you are involved with promoting for Bellator. So you've promoted 3 events. Is this going to be like an ongoing thing for you every time? 4?
For event.
Nice.
Was supposed to be it was supposed to be the 5 now in November, but you know the Corona shit
Yeah.
closed everything in the world. So yeah, I hope next year everything's going to be cool. There's going to be a vaccine, and we're going to continue to do events. But yeah, I'm supposed to be one of the promoters in Israel. The only promoter in Israel for Bellator.
How does that work? I've never even wrapped my head around having like a third party promoter, because, you know, you think Bellator, they have all their people, but I guess you're kind of the Israeli ambassador, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I'm the Israeli guy over here. I'm like take care of everything that's going on in Israel. You know, like we have the producer that is building the arena and everything, but I'm closing the fight. I'm in charge of the medical stuff, or all the stuff of the Israeli crew. I'm like taking everything and selling all the tickets. I'm selling half of the arena by my hand, you know, so.
Well, I hope you get paid very well. I hope you get a base. I hope you get paid off every ticket. I mean, make that money, honey, because at some point, I mean, if the largest arena is 9,000 people, there's a cap to how much you can make, right?
You know, the arena is bigger than 9,000 people, but Bellator is doing it, you know, half of the arena, not full, not like the UFC.
Wow.
UFC put the cage in the middle and everything is open. But Bellator is doing like do it 180, not 360. You know, so not half, but quarter of the arena is closed, so we cannot sell the tickets over there. But if they're gonna do full arena, we can sell it. I believe we can sell it like 13,000 people. You know, and it's starting in Israel. You have to understand. The MMA came to Israel in 2016. Yeah, it's only the beginning. 2016 first event, huge event, Bellator. So it started with 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, now 9,000. It's only grew up in Israel, you know. It's become like mainstream sport. In the beginning, it's only the hardcore people, you know, came. But I bring the MMA to the mainstream in Israel. That's what I did, you know. So that's why.
So cool.
I'm continuing with that.
Yes, I love it. Well, I mean, yeah, look at you. You are undefeated right now in Bellator, 5-0, right?
Yeah.
And he's only 19. He's only 19.
Yeah,
you know?
Chaim, where do you think his career is going to go? Where do you see him in the next few years?
He need to be the Bellator champion in 155, I think. No, 155, 70 kilos.
Yeah, 155.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's his
and
goal.
then
That is
That's the goal. And I have no doubt that you're going to get there, Aviv, but then what?
Then
he's gonna
take
go to
another
the
belt
movie
in
also.
Bellator, welterweight.
Do you have any plans to move to the UFC at all?
I don't know yet. I have a contract with
Bella-
Bellator right now, and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bellator take care of the fighters, they're like family. Everybody over there is like family, so it's good. It's good for him, it's good for me.
Yeah.
So we are part of the Bellator family now.
Okay, so Haim, you were on the same Bellator card as your son in 2019. You faced Artur Pronin and won. And
We be together in Bellator 200 and 19 or something, no? 209. So I thought he's talking about the event. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the year.
Yeah,
last year.
Last year. Okay.
Yeah.
So so you guys you fought together twice then.
Yeah, 209, Bellator 209, and then
234.
234, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And okay, so on this last card, did you just retire from fighting at Bellator?
Yeah, because Bellator want me to become a full-time producer for the event. So they told me, that's it. Stop fighting in Bellator. Okay, I'm fighting in other organization, but they told me in Bellator, you have to stop fighting because we want you a promoter. So I retire from Bellator. I put the gloves in the middle of the cage. But last month I fought in an organization in Ukraine. So I'm still fighting. I don't care.
You're like, no one can stop me.
Retire.
Aviv, you want him to retire?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's 49, I think, or 48.
I'm 48, 47.
He's too old for this.
I'm 47.
He needs to retire to make money from his home. That's it. No more fighting.
The smart way, but it's his passion. What's he supposed to do?
That's it.
He's young now. He doesn't understand when you become older and you have something you love, you have to do, you have to chase your dream, and it's never too late to dream, So if I love something, I'm doing it.
I understand both of you. Actually, I feel both of you. He's concerned for your health. At this point, you're not going to heal from your injuries as quickly. And for you, you're like, what's the point of living if I can't live out my passion?
Yeah, I love it. I'm not fighting for money. Believe me, I didn't do a dime in the fight in Ukraine. I just went to fight,
Wow.
I like to fight. Yeah, they offer me to fight for the belt in 85 kilo. I'm fighting in 77 all the time. Like, I went over there. I didn't train too much, Went over there. I was over there like 2 weeks, fought, catch him in with a triangle, take the belt to Israel, and that's it. It's finished. So I did, it's fun,
This, by the way, is Frank Shamrock's third championship belt from the UFC.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Aviv, you fought, I'm going to butcher this name, Zaka Fatulazad on the same main card that Haim fought on, and you both won. Now, I got to experience this a little bit with Antonio and AJ when they won on the same card, but I want to hear from you, Aviv. What was that like for you to win on the same card again as your dad?
This time it was crazy. Before he fought just one fight before me, like he's finishing his fight and I'm going up to the cage.
Wow.
So in the start of the round, I was in the dressing room with AJ and Antonio, and I saw the other guy beating him up. So they told me to calm down. It was like, emotion with emotion. So then he got the submission, and then I went up to the cage with full confidence.
Nice.
And won again in the first round by submission.
So wait, let me get this straight. When you were watching your dad's fight, the other guy was actually winning.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would die. The emotions, the
Yeah,
psychological roller
yeah.
coaster, like you're like, that's my
Crazy.
dad. He can't lose. All of these thoughts.
I start to kick the walls. AJ stopped me, told me to calm down.
Yeah. And your heart's racing and you're probably having trouble breathing. Like, what were you feeling?
Yeah. It's like it's hard to see someone eating your dad and you can't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But then he won
Chaim,
the fight.
but then you won. And Chaim, are you like when you're in the cage knowing that your son is going up next, are you thinking about your son at all as you're fighting?
No, when you're fighting, you cannot think about nothing because I got beaten like 4 minutes of the round. He's like throw me from side to side, and then I cut him with a leg lock. So I was losing the fight, but I got him with a leg lock. So I didn't think nothing. But his last fight, I was in Israel and he was in the States because they didn't let me fly to the States. It was because
Right.
of the quarantine. So I watch it on TV, and watching on TV live, was crazy. I'm like standing, I'm not sitting even, I'm like moving, don't do that. Oh my God, why is doing that? Oh, do that. And then I start to scream, That was crazy.
It was hard for you to not be there for the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah. The first event when I fought Ryan Couture and he fought I don't know who he fought over there. So he was before me. So now I didn't want to see the fight. I told them only if Aviv take him to the ground, call me. I was in the bathroom. They called me, Aviv took him to the ground. So I'm coming, see? I see Aviv on the ground, suddenly they're standing up. Oh, run to the bathroom again. And okay, take him to the ground again. So I went outside again, His first fight ever. So it's crazy to see it, But because we live as a fighter, I live as a fighter, I'm a natural born fighter, like even in the army and everything, that's my life. So it's a little bit easy to see him because I trust him when he's going to the ring because I know what he's know and I know he's like giving everything he have in training and stuff like that. He's living in the States. He doesn't live with me in Israel, I live in Israel. So he took the career and stuff and took it, he took it with both hands, and so I'm trusting him, And he's got good coaches also, So, he's trained with Antonio when he was in LA. Now he's in New York, so he's training with Ray Longo over.
And
Yeah, because he moved to New York now because of in LA it was by himself, no family, no nothing.
Over there.
And in New York we have family, friends, and stuff like that. So now he live in New York. So his personal life is better than it was in LA.
Better quality of life for sure. That's important. I'm going to talk to you guys about the psychological sort of behind the scenes that goes on for fighters because I can't help but be intrigued by that given my background. But we'll get there in a second. I want to ask you, Chaim, what was Aviv like as a boy? Now, you mentioned that he was teaching these fighters curse words and that he could handle himself if some kid at school was teasing him. But was he quiet? Was he a smart ass? Was he a ton of energy?
One of the mother of the kids called us and said, listen, your son bringing car to the school and do casino and the children losing money. You understand what he did? And it was like, I think 7 years old. So it was like, smart ass, like you said, he was like crazy. And until the PlayStation came, so he became quiet, start to play with the PlayStation. So, all day with the PlayStation, but it was crazy, teaching the fighter to curse. Thinking about Daniel Gracie come to me and said curse in Hebrew. So how do you know that? Your kid teach me. It was like that all the time. Every time, everybody that came to Israel know how to curse. First word they teach them, it's the curse. That's Aviv.
So you said that you kind of helped bring MMA to Israel and make it more mainstream. Okay, one thing about Israelis is that they really value education out there. So I would imagine that at first MMA wasn't super respected, or was it?
No, the newspaper and stuff like that call it violence in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I use a lot
Now
of,
they're starting to understand.
I use a lot of my, a lot of thinking how to make it mainstream. And then I use a lot of actors, a lot of singers. I bring the people that the mainstream to the fights. I did like a TV show, with the actors, singers, and stuff like that, like big chef in Israel and stuff like that. So I bring myself to be the face of MMA in Israel and bringing all the famous people with me. So the famous people is famous. He bring me, oh, this is the MMA guy and this stuff like that in TV and stuff like that. So it become like mainstream. And then when I used to go to the ring, I bring like a singer, like sometime this singer, sometime this singer. So it become like mainstream. So all the newspaper, the Gozalis, I've even and Haim Gozali is the best place to be in like Thursday night when the Bellator event was. And then the last fight, I bring like an old Israeli singer that everybody grew up on her. She was singing like kid song. It's like
What's her name?
kid. Its name is Tzipi Shavit. Tzipi.
I'm familiar.
That's the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when she came to the ring, she sang a song that everybody in Israel, even my parents, grew up on this song. And then everybody see the singer coming out with this song. And I put all the family kids, small kids, with the Gozali white T-shirts, and she go outside and sing, and it's look like a festival, like it's like a show for kids. A lot of kids, and she's singing the song, and everybody's, in the crowd, like screaming, "Oh my God!" and like start to laugh and dancing. And then I come into the ring with all my team, everybody with black T-shirts, go to the gate. So I knew how to bring the people to get interest in the sport, and how to bring the people that are famous people to like the sport and help us promote it. And today MMA, I'm going in the streets, everybody knows, it's like, "Oh, Gozali, let's do a selfie." Like in Israel,
I
everybody knew
became a superstar over here.
I love it.
Everybody, until I bring the MMA, everybody knew in Israel a soccer player and a basketball player. Now they know the Gozali, oh, this is you're the fighter. Oh, every place we going, like there's no day, there's not somebody that's going to take a picture with us, or somebody going to talk to us or send us message, help me, I'm with my family, like that, like you talk about the mental stuff, to be a fighter. So I become like almost a mentor now, because people came to me for advice and stuff like that, because I become like, this is the guy, like 47, still fighting, chasing his dream, I'm like 47, sitting in home with my belly, and it's become like that. So we bring something else to the media, to the people, and the Israeli love it. All the world love it, Nobody sees 47 years old guy like fighting and like doing shape, and it's like doesn't care about nothing, like just chasing his dream, and and that's how the MMA become like mainstream in Israel now.
That's so cool. You obviously understand how to connect with people and what drives them. And I think you have a deep understanding of the fact that people just want to belong. They want to feel like they're a part of something. And here you are giving them that something to be a part of. It's very cool.
Yeah. When I was in the States fighting in the Madison Square Garden, the first Bellator show in the Madison Square Garden, I was Israeli guy that came to New York 2 months before the fights to train over there. And I sold the most tickets from all the New York fighters together. Wow. You understand?
Which is interesting because Israel is such a small country.
Yeah, but we have the community, the Jewish and the Israeli community. So I'm coming to fight. You see them at the Star of David over here?
Yeah.
When we come in to fight, we come in with a flag, we come in with a countries coming with us, So all the Jewish in the same place that I'm fighting, everybody's going to come. So it was like in the Forum in LA, and after that, the second Madison Square Garden, I sold the most tickets from all the Bellator fighters, you know, hand to hand, you know, not like in the internet. I'm coming to the guy, give me the money, take the ticket, like that, tak, 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 tak. In Israel, I sold half of the arena by myself, you know.
Oh my God.
I know how to promote, to get to the people.
Well, show us your t-shirts, guys. Chaim, show us your t-shirt. In fact, I want one from each of you. Can I have a t-shirt of yours?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send with Aviv. I got like
When I give you the
15.
whole collection.
I got like 15 t-shirt of mine and like a couple of mine and Aviv together. We're gonna send you a collection.
Okay, and you have to sign one for me.
This one is from Bellator 188. You see?
Okay.
This was in also in Israel. This Bellator. I fought over there. I fought. I don't remember who I fought, but I broke the second world record in fastest submission in Bellator in welterweight. It was the second fastest submission in welterweight division in Bellator. So like 46 or 45 I was, and submit the guy in 43 seconds. So I was the second fastest submission. And Aviv, after a couple of years, took the first submission ever in Bellator history, you know?
In 11 seconds.
Yeah.
Holy
so
cow. Aviv, let's see your t-shirt.
This is mine. This is from my third fight. It's
Just
like
chilling on the throne. I love it.
With a lot of money and Gucci shit.
See, here's the thing. Chaim is more like street, like thug life, and then Aviv is more like polished and Gucci and.
I see the happiness first supposed to come from inside of me, not in the stuff that I'm buying. I don't care. I sold all my Louis Vuitton bags. I sold all my Rolex. I sold everything. Now when I'm flying, I'm taking an Adidas bag, not a Louis Vuitton bag anymore. I don't have no Louis Vuitton, no nothing anymore. No Gucci, no Schmucci, nothing. I want to be a normal guy that the happiness comes from inside, and I don't care what I have. I have a lot of stuff, but I don't care anymore. I'm not going to run to buy stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Aviv, why is he crazy?
Because look what he's talking about. He's crazy. I don't know what's going on with him.
Because you're used to seeing your dad in a certain way where he had all these nice things and that's and then he gets rid of it and you're like, what's going on with him?
Yeah. I don't like him in this way.
I understand both of you.
We saw difference, you know. He's like the money and the show and stuff, and I become like something else, you know. I become like a nun, you know, like like the old days, you know, the kung fu guys. That's what I see today, you know. I changed my the way I see life. I start to study how to be a mentor, how to bring you happiness to be happy, you know, not to be happy because I have stuff, you know. That's what happened to us. Everybody wanna like in Instagram, wanna like in Facebook. They're running after the like. They're running after the movies. They like to do the movie in Instagram and stuff like that. They're running after buying cool stuff and show that in Instagram. Oh, look, I have this. I got. That's it. But I wrote a book. It's the guide how to be happy. You know.
Wow.
It's not ready yet, but it's gonna be ready. I believe in a couple of months. So it's how to be happy, you know, how to use what you have in your brain, how to breathe good, how to meditate good, how to think good, how to open the doors in your mind to bring what you want to have, not what everybody wants you to have, you know?
Okay. You guys feel a lot of pressure. You know, when you are preparing for a fight, there's all these thoughts going on in your mind about, oh my God, if I lose this fight, it's going to 100% impact my career in one direction or another. That's the thing about fighting is like the average fighter fights 3 times a year. So it carries a lot of weight in your career. And
not like NBA games or other sports.
Exactly. There's so many of those, it doesn't matter. And you're on a team. So like the pressure is kind of distributed, but for you guys, the pressure is 100. I mean, it's on
just
you.
Me and my opponent in the cage.
Everybody with you until the cage is closed, you know, and then you're on your own. So I'm with the how do you call it, like a sport therapy
Good.
or psychologist.
Yeah.
That his name is Patrick. He's living in Miami. I'm like 3 years already talking to him in Zoom, and he teach me how to meditate, how to use what I have in my brain to be focused for the fight, to take all the monkey head and put him on the side in the back room in my head, you know, how to be ready mentally. And it's came with me to life, you know, because he teach me how to do that for the sport, and it become a way of life, because that's why I changed on my life, you know, because suddenly I understand that I have all the tools in me, because I studied that with a doctor.
Yeah.
And I'm not using it for normal life, only for a fight. So I start using it in life, you know. So it's how to think good, how to take the monkey head. The monkey head, you know, it's this monkey that make everybody's like, how to use the fear, you know. I'm not fighting with the fear. I'm taking the fear with me, you know. I'm like accepting the fear when I'm going to the ring. I'm not like fighting oh my God, I'm going to fight. You know, I'm trying to fight the fear. No, I'm taking the fear inside of me. I'm welcoming inside, and it become part of me. And then it's exploding in the ring. Everybody asks me, "Why you not get injured? You got injured in the fight." But you know, I'm using my mind to get healed. Also, you know, not to think about the injury and stuff like that. You know, like 3 years ago, I can tell you, Aviv, I was in a wheelchair. Not 3 years, 5 years, in 2015. I got the injury in my back. I was like almost couldn't walk anymore. They put me in a emergency operation. And after the operation, the doctor told me, that's it. You're not going to fight anymore. Look at me. It was 5 years ago. I'm fighting. And today I'm like the poster in the doctor. Everybody that come to the operation, he send them to me. Look at this guy, what he's doing. And he do the same surgery. So everything is over inside of us, you know. When you're thinking good, you're thinking that you want to do something, nothing can stop you. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, Aviv, I want to hear from you. Walk us through the full spectrum, but from the beginning, not just, okay, when you go in the cage. As soon as you accept a fight, you're already thinking.
He see the opponent, he see the check, so he doesn't care. He run to the check, you know?
Yeah,
for the
definitely. I see the fights like in the gym. We're doing sparring in the gym, full power, it's the same. I'm coming to win in the sparring in the gym, and I'm coming to win in the fights. It's the same for me.
Wow, is that normal to go full power in the gym? Like as though you're in the, wow, okay. Okay, so now you're preparing for it in the gym, but we live in a time where everybody has social media, okay? And you can't help it.
I don't care about social media.
But you read the comments and it gets in your head and it plants seeds of doubt.
I don't give attention for comments.
Okay.
I'm ignoring for that.
Okay, so then you get in that cage. You are literally locked in that cage. That's the funny, to me, it's like you're locked in there. You're cage fighters. You're not coming out until one of you are down, you know, or there's a decision. But okay, so now you're in the cage and there's all kinds of emotions. You know, your breathing changes, right?
Yeah.
You even just like on your walkout, you're already thinking, people are watching you, you're thinking about what they're seeing. And then you get in that cage and you're ready to go, but you also know the pressure involved. You know that
in my last fight, when they called the names, so I said Bat Yam Israel. So I thought to myself, 7 million people now in Israel watching me. Okay, let's give the show. Let's give me motivation.
Amazing. So you were excited. You weren't scared. You weren't nervous.
No, nothing. Feel very comfortable when I'm in the cage. I have confidence. That's it.
Now, I think there's a certain level of confidence that comes from a win streak, right? Because you are undefeated right now. So you have a 5-fight win streak.
From the first fight.
From the first fight, you felt confident.
Yeah.
But don't you worry about what will happen if you lose one and then you no longer have a perfect record? Does that not put any pressure on you?
Everybody's losing. This is the fight game. Nobody can win forever.
So Aviv, you're tough. You're in control of your emotions. You're psychologically strong. You have also not had the opportunity to experience what people have to say when you lose a fight. You've never been on the other end of that, and people can be cruel. And I've interviewed some of the biggest fighters in the world, and they will tell you that it is brutal. You know, some of them will go home and like lie down like a little baby and just, you know, feel like they want to tear their skin off, you know, because it's so uncomfortable to be in that position. But you don't think you'll ever feel that way?
That's why they need me now. I'm gonna teach them
I
how
don't
to
know. I
lose.
don't know how I'm gonna feel after a loss, but I know I'm strong-minded, so I'm gonna take it in the easy way.
I believe that. Good for you. And you have your dad to coach you through. You're really lucky that you have your dad, actually, because, you know, Haim, you've been through it. You've won, you've lost, you're still going. You kind of experienced the full spectrum. So,
you know, I see a lose and win in the same way. You understand? Because I'm a fighter, so I can win, I can lose. I see them both ways. Because if I'm winning, everybody's happy. If I'm losing, I'm teaching myself how to be a better man, a better fighter. Because I never learn when I win. I learn when I lose. Because when you lose, you're doing your homework. Oh, what I did wrong, you know? So if you're going to take me in 2 fights in my life, like the fight I won in 43 seconds and broke the record and stuff like that, or the fight I lost with Ryan Couture, I'm going to take the fight when I lost, you know? I said, this fight, I want to remember, not this fight. Because when you're winning, you know, nobody cares. Only for 5 minutes. Nobody going to remember how you won the fight. But when you lose, you win something inside of you. You know, you win how to be a better man, how to be a better fighter, how to teach yourself your stuff. I learned from fight that I lost a lot of stuff about me, you know, what I, like as a human being, not even as a fighter, you know, because I lost the fight. So I think every fighter need to lose just to understand the way of life, you know. So everybody, if every fighter that's losing and wants somebody to talk with, I'm the man. Call me.
I mean, I think you should start a business or a charity or something, you know, because I think that you're really onto something, and you could be kind of like the Tony Robbins for fighting, you know?
Yeah, that's what I start to understand in the last couple of months. I start to understand I'm building something, you know, because I did everything, you know. I lose, I won, I fought the bigger guy, I fought smaller guy, I took fights with no training, I took fights with training camp, no training camp, you know. I did everything, you know. People ask me, you don't afraid, you go into the cage, you know. When I was in the army, people shoot at us. One time they throw a hand grenade on us, you know, suddenly hand grenade full, everybody's running, bam, you know, explosives. Suddenly I'm going to the ring, somebody come with, you know, 2 gloves. What is going to do to me? You know, people shoot at me. You know how many times they stabbed me in my life? Like 7 times they stabbed me in my body, in my head and stuff like that. Broke a chair on my head in the army. You know, what is to fight? You know, you have to be happy that you're fighting in the ring and not fighting in war, you know?
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, you guys are so intense. I'm like, could I just have one of you posted outside my home so I feel safe at all times?
so I don't see it like every normal fighter. I don't see the loss as like, oh my God, I lost, let me cry. I never cry if I lose, you know? After I lose in LA, we went to Vegas, I lose another 15,000 in the casino. So that was better than to lose in the fight, you know?
Wow. Now, Aviv, this is a tough question for you because you won already. And I mean, you've never lost, but is there one fight out of your 5 that you would do over again and you would do differently, or you don't care about how you won? You're just like, well, I won, it doesn't matter.
I won all the 5 fights in the first round by submission, so
What he can change,
now,
you know, he cannot change nothing.
what he can change, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to continue to finish in fights like this.
Okay, so then let's talk about fighters who are undefeated, like John Jones, like Khabib, and you know, like Izzy Adesanya, do you see yourself in them? Is there anything in them that you think you can learn from or admire?
I'm gonna be bigger than them.
Okay, good.
I'm
Confidence
aiming to
check.
be bigger than them.
What advice would you have for me, actually? I'm very curious.
First of all, you have to do what you like and what you love, you know. When you do what you love, big stuff is going to come to you, you know. When you're thinking good, you know, even in a bad day, think good, you know. Like if something bad happened to you, think good. Okay, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still doing what I like, you know. You never know what a day going to bring, you know. But you have to think good inside of you all the time. Don't think, oh, I have a bad day. I have to. Oh, there's no bad day, you know. There's only a bad moment. Like I don't know how to say it in English, but like okay, today was not the way I want it to be, but tomorrow it's going to be a better day. You know. Tomorrow I'm going to make it. That's what I start to do, and I start to live good. You know, everything is good for me. You know, it's like I used to upset about small stuff. Now I'm nothing. Everything is like past me, you know, because I'm thinking good. And I know big things is going to happen to me because I'm thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, even if I have something bad, okay, don't go into the bad thing. Don't carry away with the bad, you know. Okay, that happened to me today. Okay, but I'm good, you know. I'm going to be good. I don't care. Oh, no, this is bad stuff today. Okay, it's nothing for me. I'm going to go home, put my music, you know, don't think about it. Breathe a lot, you know, a lot of breathing, you know, teaching like meditates. You don't have to do meditates, but breathing, you know, bringing the good stuff inside of you, taking the bad outside of you. That's the way how to calm yourself down. And thinking also only good, you know, like a big rabbi in Israel, in Jewish, not in Israel. He was living outside of Israel. And he said, even in the bad stuff, you have to think good. You understand? Even if something bad happened to you, think good. Everything coming for a reason. Pass my test.
No, I love it. I love it. Aviv, I'm curious now, you're 19 years old. You're crushing it. You're living the dream. I mean, there's a lot of people who really don't reach your level either ever or well into their late 20s. Now, what advice do you have for people who are looking to be a professional fighter and do it as well as you?
Just to keep training, to keep looking forward, to keep working out all the time, nonstop, to listen to their coaches. That's how you're becoming a better fighter.
Right. You can't be lazy. What do you say to yourself when you wake up some days and maybe it's really cold out, or you're tired, or your body hurts, or you're lazy, or you want to go hang out with that girl? Like, what do you say to yourself to stay focused on the prize?
I need to make money. I'm making money from fights. That's what motivated me.
I love it. You're so simple. It's like, you want to make money.
Yeah.
You know that you're a good fighter. You know that fighting is going to make you money. So that's it. Everything else is just noise, and it doesn't
matter.
Money
gonna give me a better life.
Yeah.
Happiness is going to bring you a better life.
I think he needs to get the money first to check it off his list, and then he's going to find his happiness. I feel it. I feel it. It's going to work out.
I hope so.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on the Jenna Ben Show. You've been wonderful, and you're welcome back anytime. Let's touch base again before your next fights, and keep me posted if you have any news. And give us your Instagram handle so people know how to find you. Haim, go first.
I'm Haim Gozali. That's it. That's my name. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Haim Gozali. Nothing
Perfect.
else.
And Aviv?
Mine is King Gozali.
Okay, guys, and you can find me at The Jenna Ben Show on Instagram and YouTube, constantly posting new goodies on YouTube at least once a week. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in week after week, and I'll see you next week.